Hey, what's up guys, it's Jay with another action figure review. But before we start, if you like your reviews unbiased and real, please hit that subscribe button and check out some of our other videos on the channel, because that's what we do. Now, today we have a very special unboxing. It's a little late, but not too late. And in honor of the new James Gunn Superman movie that is out, I'm reviewing two figures from the new McFarlane line of toys. And today, I have the deluxe Superman in crypto, and I also have the Metamorpho figure. I'm going to kill two birds with one stone and review both back to back, starting with the Superman figure. Now, I got a chance to see the film twice in the week that it came out, and I might do a spoiler review soon, I might not. Also, before we start, just to quickly mention, I'm not a huge McFarlane Toys fan. If it's not Spawn, then I don't really look forward to any of their figures, but I will admit these two do look very good. I think McFarlane did a very good job here, so let's start. Starting with the packaging, I actually love the packaging a lot. Seeing the entire lineup online and how they were all boxed is actually what led me to buying these two in the first place. I originally had no intention of getting this line. The art on the back is actually generic, but I do like it. It shows both Superman and Crypto. I think it makes more sense to have this image as opposed to a real image from the film. Maybe a photo of the actual figure posing would have been a bit better though. As you can see, here he is, Corn Sweat Soups. I think this is actually a really great looking figure, a lot better than some other McFarlanes. Also, this is my first Superman figure, but we'll talk about that later. Like I said, we see here an illustration of both Superman and Crypto. The same image is also going to be on the McFarlane collector card that we get inside the box. And on the side here, I think it's the same image, but they just put an animated version on the back for some reason. And here he is in his plastic jail. We see he doesn't come with a lot, but he does come with Crypto, and he has flying hands. Everything looks good in and out of the box, so I would give packaging about a 4.5 out of 5. And the sculpt looks good here, but let's take a closer look once we get him out. All right, fresh out. Let's talk about the figure. I got no complaints. Kind of got no complaints. I got some complaints, but overall, I think I like everything I'm seeing. Looks wise, it's a very good sculpt, and honestly, next to the Hot Toys figure, I think this is the best replica of the actor's face that we're gonna see on any of these new Superman figures. So shout out to McFarlane Toys for that. And that's for sure Superman. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say I don't like the pinwheel, the pin joints. I really don't get why McFarlane still does that. It's kind of ridiculous. Nonetheless, this is looking good. I'm curious to see how this scales with the Mezco Batman, but it does look good. Very nice paint job. Although I noticed the paint on the belt is a little bit wonky. It's kind of smudged. Other than that, the suit is shiny and very textured. It kind of reminds me of action figures from back in the day, to be honest. And the cape looks good, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Overall, no complaints of the look, other than those pin joints. Yeah, but this is good. I'm not gonna lie. Double jointed knees, very good. And I don't like this undercarriage where you can see the mechanics and all that. Yeah, that's no good. But the cape, man, this to be honest is one of the best capes I've seen. I like the durability of this more than the Mezco capes. This thing looks smooth, and it looks like it'll make a real good cape. Looks like it'll mimic a real cape very well. Looks good and feels good, feels strong. Like, look at that. Look at that. It's pretty good. Very nice cape. Very strong. Could yank at it. Now that face, man, it's good. It's okay. It's good. If you see the other Corn Sweat Soups figures, you'd be like, who is that? This at least looks like him, and I think the face looks realistic. They did the suit design very well. From what I understand, Todd and the McFarlane Toys crew got to actually visit set while they were filming and get a scan of the actors, so that's pretty cool. You get double jointed elbows. You get the butterfly joints in the arms, which is cool. My real big gripe with this figure is its head can barely lift. How do you have a Superman whose head can't tilt all the way up? I mean, he has to do flying poses. I don't understand that decision. Anyway, you got a good swivel and tilt on the waist. He can move all the way around. Could spin him around completely. the suit just looks nice. I like how it looks, and it looks like they put a lot of care into it, and they made it look as close as possible as it could to the movie for such a cheap figure. It's like 30 bucks. Not a lot of durability as far as ab crunch, as you just saw. Then you have good spin on the wrist as usual. That elbow also double jointed. I don't remember if I said that already, but the knee is double jointed. I think I did say that already. So double jointed knee. Full pivot on the ankle. The toe does tilt. Yep. Get that pivot on the toe. And it's all around good. Really nice double joint, but as you can see, those pins are my gripe. I hate those pins. So far, the pin in the head, he goes back about that much with his leg, so he can, I can't say that he honestly almost touches his back. He doesn't, but I do think it's a good bend for a Superman figure. He does need to be somewhat flexible. He's not Spider-Man, but still. Full swivel with the thigh. Let's see if he can do the splits. And yes, he can pretty well. I don't want to bend him too much, but he can do the splits about that much, and the arms stay up. So that is pretty good. I do like that, as you can see. So very good. Very durable. Good points of articulation. So I can't say it's bad. If the only two things I have an issue with are a head tilt and the stupid pins, then I feel like that's worth at least just 1 point off. They really nailed the look of the actor and of how the suit looks on screen, and there's some really good articulation here, so I would give the figure itself a 4 out of 5. Now let's jump into the accessories, and yes, I'm counting Crypto as an accessory. He basically comes with just Crypto, 3 face plates, and flying hands, which is fine. This is a figure based off the movie, so I don't expect it to come with a bunch of essential iconic Superman accessories. And the dog looks really good and has a nice cape as well, but no articulation, sorry. Now taking a closer look, let's go over everything. So you have flying hands, which are great, you know, for flying. The default hands, I think, are just fists, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have Crypto the dog, and he is still. They didn't even allow the head to pivot or tilt. He's just a still figure. And while I do appreciate that they also gave him soft goods for his cape, it really does suck that he's just a statue. He was so active in the film, it would be cool to be able to pose him, but nope. He has no movement at all. I'd imagine you still pose him with Superman, just have him standing with him. It does suck though that he's just a still dog and nothing more. And we have what I think is the biggest flop with this figure. 3 faceplates, 2 of which, in my opinion, if I'm not mistaken, are completely identical. I don't know what the difference is with 2 of them, and then there's the laser eyes, but we'll get into that. Now we have the head, and I'll show you exactly why I think it does not tilt up. They made this peg so long, and I ain't no physicist or something like that, but or no engineer, no physics, but I really think it was silly making it like this. I'm sure they had their reasons. Pops on pretty easily if you press down, but yeah, the head tilt, that's about it. Goes up and down, but it's very minimal. And this is interesting. You change the faceplates of the face like this, and you have to watch out for that curl, like that curl in his hair, because I'm sure it could pop off if you don't go under. And then you put the heat vision on, and the heat vision I just don't understand, because it's just his face with the heat vision is not a face I think Superman would make while spitting out heat vision. So that was just a bit confusing to me. Yeah, the accessories are good that he comes with. I don't have a lot of complaints with those. Like I said, the only things that I would change is really, like, I think the face of the faceplate should have been completely different. But overall, I'd give the accessories also a 4 out of 5. Now let's jump right into Metamorpho, because we're running out of time. And I must say, I've been far more looking forward to Metamorpho than to Superman. I only wanted Metamorpho at first, just because this design of this figure is so cool and so creative, and such a realistic approach to how the original comic book character looks. So packaging, of course, is basically identical to Soup's. We have his name, Metamorpho, on the side. We have an animated image of Metamorpho on the back. And as I said, I've seen the movie twice, and this is not what this man's body looks like. This dude looks like a UFC fighter on this, but it's cool. So in the front here, you'll notice the figure, which looks great, but you'll also notice he has no accessories. He just comes with another pair of hands. they're lucky this figure looks as good as it does. Again, on the back, it's very interesting. I think what they did is they took still frames from the movie and then they just put some sort of animated filter over. I don't know, but they just look very generic. It's cool though, cool picture, and I like how it looks. Overall, a good box, nothing fancy. It's not a deluxe box like Superman and Crypto, so very basic. I give packaging for this one a 4 out of 5. And here he is in his plastic prison. Not much to it, just him chilling. But let's see how he looks outside of all that plastic. All right, man, so jumping into the figure, fresh out, man, I really like this. This might go on my top 10 this year. This thing is beautiful once you get him out the box. McFarlane nailed it. I love the color blocking, the different textures of the limbs based on the different elements. It just looks like a fun action figure right out of the box. And if you're not familiar with Metamorpho, I would say watch his episodes of Justice League, the animated series. But yeah, this looks even better than the Superman figure in my opinion. He's a little more loose feeling as well. The head sculpt is nice, but we'll look at that later. And his head somehow tilts up far more than Superman, because this is what I was looking for with that figure. But just look at him, man. It looks and feels great. I'd say that this is a must get already from this line. Full 360 spin on the head. He looks up and down very easily, spins around very easily, and it's because it's a much smaller, regular sized peg. At least I think that's why. You get full swivel on the wrist, real nice texture here and all over. Double jointed elbows. He has a butterfly joint just like Superman. The pin joints are here as well, but they feel more disguised with this figure. They blend in more. Really good motion and swivel with the arms. Toe hinge bends very well. The ankle, full swivel, full 360, can spin and bend. Does all of that. Double jointed knee. And see the pins? I don't know, they just look better here for some reason, but I still don't get it. And on his right leg here, another paint smudge. You can see a piece of gray has been chipped off, which sucks. 360 spin on the waist easily. Feels nice and smooth. And this one is going to be much harder to do the splits because of the soft plastic of his shorts. Getting the legs to spread straight will be very difficult. You'll have to rotate the thighs and legs. And I guess if you force it, he can. And it doesn't look too goofy, but not really much of an ab crunch. But he can bend back about this much. Looks like an action pose, looks cool, but it's not a lot. And you can see each leg is really detailed and really painted very well. I like this translucent right leg. It's really stiff out the box, but full 360 swivel with the thigh. His upper body, it rotates and swivels, spins very easily, feels comfortable. And if you look, you can see kind of the head sculpt has like a textured pattern all over it. I love how textured this whole thing is. It's like 3D almost, if that makes sense. It feels great. It feels very cool. I think they did an excellent job. I don't really have any complaints, man. I hate that smudge, but that's it, man. Yeah, so overall, I just love this. I love this figure. I have no negatives other than that smudge, and that's okay. I'll find something to do about that. So I'd give the figure a 5 out of 5, quite obviously. Looking at accessories, there are none, okay? Just hands. He comes with a pair of hands, and that's it. Yeah. I mean, in the movie, he didn't have any accessories. but still. His alternate hands are like motion hands, I'd call them. So they look like he's morphing something. So that's cool. Then there's the head sculpt. It's very detailed. And I like the red around his eyes. And if you turn it over, like I said, the peg is small and chunky, like a normal peg. The one on that Superman is ridiculous. So this one sits a lot closer to the neck. And as mentioned, and as with every McFarlane DC release, you get collector cards, both with the same image from the back of the box. And on the back of your card, you get info on that individual character. Superman's is a deluxe, so it says deluxe. And then you get the stands. I never use these, but you do get them, so if that's what you like. And so yeah, I can't really say much as far as accessories, man. I really can't. I mean, I also can't knock them because there's really nothing for him to come with as far as accessories. Still, I'm going to do a 3.5 for the accessories. Before we wrap it up, here's Metamorpho and Superman with some other figures, just for a height comparison. For the scores for each of them, I'm not even doing the math. To be honest with you, I'm gonna give Soups a 4 out of 5, and I'm gonna give Metamorpho a 4.5 out of 5. I think that's fair. Thanks for watching, guys. These are really two great figures, and if you are into the McFarlane line, please get these two. And if you're into the Superman movie and you saw it and you loved it, I liked it a lot. I don't think I loved it, but if you liked it a lot, then I would say at least go get these. Please check out these photos of Soups and Metamorpho that I took. Again, thanks for watching, and if you like your reviews unbiased and real, please hit that subscribe button, guys. Peace.